And welcome back, dear whalers. Vic here. I hope y'all are doing great. This is episode 4 of Paperhats Everbloom, and today we're finally gonna build our base. So let's get right to it. The first thing to do was getting a beacon. We've waited long enough for one already, and we have a lot of digging to do to make space for the new base. So I added to a fortress that Mr. Gold was kind enough to share the coordinates to, and I started hunting wither skeletons. Oh, and there was so much mobs in this fortress. I was constantly watching my back and fighting, and at some point, the inevitable happened and I hit the pigman. And there it was, I finally had my first skull. It took really long to find the first one, but as you guys will see, the two other ones were a little quicker. Now that I had all the skulls, I headed down to the mines. This is where I like to fight the wither. I go in the deep slate layer, build a long tunnel and place it at the end of it. This is gonna make the fight a lot safer and easier, and ensure that the wither doesn't escape and cause destruction everywhere. And as you guys saw, the fight was extremely easy and so quick too. I had Smite 4 in my weapon and it made all the difference with the wither. Now that I had the Nether star, all that was left to do is craft the beacon, place it on my hill and get digging. guys are enjoying the time lapse, it took a lot of time to dig all of this. It doesn't really look like it on the time lapse, obviously, but yeah, even with the beacon, that took me quite a while. Once the digging is done, we're gonna go over the island and we're gonna plan some things before we actually start gathering stuff and building. And here's our lovely island. On the front of it over here, I think it's gonna be ducks. I will flatten it out and extend this cliff that you see right there. This is all vanilla generation. And then on this side of the cliff, I have no plans as of yet. It's probably just gonna get terraformed eventually. Over there, obviously, is where the main base is gonna be. That's where we just dug out all of that stone and dirt. And on the side over here is gonna be some gardens, some beautiful, beautiful gardens. That's actually gonna be the object of the next episode of Paperhats. And then all the way over there, this is what I call the industrial beach. I'm gonna have to do a lot of terraforming over here to make it look like a beach. But basically this is where I want to put all of my farms for now. With everything said, I think it's time to start gathering some materials for this base, and god do we need a lot. This is why today we're gonna build 2 farms that are gonna help us with this. The first one is gonna be a mangrove farm. This farm will also work for cherry, wood, and probably most trees actually. I just didn't test it with more than mangrove or cherry. So the farms I'm about to build here are not my own design. This is why all the links to the original designers are going to be in the description of the video. This farm is absolutely amazing. It is so quick and it barely consumes any bone meal. Those are TNT dupers at the top, so I just need to refill the bone meal. And as I said, this also works for cherry. You just have to remove the slab you see in the center of the water pool. With that done, I add all the mangrove and cherry wood I needed for the base. The second farm I'm building today is a nether wood farm, because we need a lot of crimson stem for this base. Farming nether wood manually is horrendous. I hate it, and this is why I needed this farm. Unfortunately, this one consumes a whole lot of bone meal compared to the other one. Luckily, Tak was nice enough to sell me a shulker of bone blocks, so thanks again, Tak. I really needed it. And with that done, I started gathering the rest of the items for the base. Obviously, I'm not gonna show every one of them because it's a long list. Believe me guys, it took so much time to gather everything for the base. So I started by oxidizing some copper. At the same time I decided to AFK at my slime farm. I then moved on to slaying some squids. Oh god, the squid slaying. I must have been killing squids for like 2 hours for this video. I needed so much black dye and I didn't want to go make a 3rd farm in this video for Wither Rose farm, so I decided to just calmly kill some squids. Then I started stripping the crimson stems, and I really wish there was a way to automate this. I also had to mine a lot of coal because for some reason I decided to build with coal blocks, and by the way, this is not the whole amount. I had to mine like 10 times this. I guess I also decided to build with crying obsidian, which is also quite an annoying block to gather. I had to go in the nether and trade with some piglins, and as you can see in this picture, this piglin is wearing my armor. Yeah, while trading, some shenanigans happened and I died. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that on camera, so I just decided to film the recovery. And it was a little risky. Oglins and piglins were everywhere. And as soon as I would attack this one that has my armor, the other ones would attack me, so I waited for it to go into a little retreat. And then when it was alone, I attacked it. And it seems this Oglin tried to help me as well. And finally, I guess I also decided to build with a few diamond blocks. Honestly, it wasn't a lot. I think it's 6 diamond blocks for the old build. But still, I was out of diamonds, so I needed to go back in the cave and mine some more. Now I had to dig a little more because in between shots I actually worked a little more on the base, and now there is a basement, so that's what I'm digging right now. This is where the storage will be. Hey guys, we're about to start building the base finally. But just before, I wanted to tell you guys thank you so much for all the support so far. It's been so much fun. I've been working on this project for over a month now, and I've been gathering resources for almost as long. So I'm so happy that it finally comes to an end. It's kind of sad at the same time, but I cannot wait to see the result, and I hope you guys will like it as well. With everything said, let's jump back in. Alright, so I started organizing my resources a little bit, and I decided to go a little different than what I usually do. So I broke up the schematic into 6 different pieces, and I also divided the resources to go with all of these 6 different pieces. I put them all in color-coded shulkers, and I spread those out in the build area depending on where the section is gonna be. And now, of course, I prepared a beautiful time-lapse for you guys, so sit back, enjoy, and relax. Oh wait, that's the other way around. So you guys, sit back, enjoy, and I can't do it. Just cut, send the time-lapse.
Difficulties, please stand by.
lost in translation. The day is turning into night. You can try and stay away from me. You kick and scream, you're begging please. But once you get a little taste of freedom, you'll need to get up off your knees. Come over, don't fight how you really feel. Come closer to me, I'll give you something to believe in. Come over, don't fight how you really feel. Come closer please, I'll give you something to believe in.
Hey guys, that was awesome. I had an absolute blast making this episode and making this build. I hope you guys had a good time as well. On my part, I can finally rest a little bit. But not too long. For the next episode, we're gonna be fixing this flat mess behind the castle and replacing it with beautiful lush gardens. If you guys truly enjoyed, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Thank you for watching till here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, whalers.